State Senator Jen Jordan, a Democrat representing the 6th District, has announced she is running for Attorney General against the Republican incumbent Chris Carr. She joins us now. Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited to talk to you.
Why this race at this time?
So, I'm originally from South Georgia, and I practiced law for about 20 years. And in my law practice, I represent individuals, and I've continued to do that as a state senator. But, the things that I really wanted to get done as a state senator really fell to the Attorney General. And for example, the Sterigenics plant, when the information came out about, the census tracts where you had a heightened risk of cancer, one of the things was maybe we should shut the plant down or try to get it shut down until we can get a handle on what's going on. And, the research really showed that the only person who had the power to do that was the Attorney General. And I reached out to Carr, and he declined to do anything. And it's stuff like that just kind of time after time, you get to a point where you're like, if I really want to help people, especially the people of this state, this really is the role that I need to play.
What's the reaction been since you formally made this announcement?
It's actually been incredible. You never know. You never know how people are going to respond to it. Number one was, talking to my constituents, letting them know I'm not going to resign. I am here through this term. We've got redistricting coming up, and of course, another legislative session, but incredibly positive, and especially from other women. I think women are ready to kind of see themselves reflected at the state level. I mean, we make up over 51% of the voting population, probably 55% of the electorate, and we do not see ourselves in the people that are elected statewide. So I think a lot of folks are really, really excited.
I was looking up that very point, and from what I read, since 1959, I think just 34 states have elected or appointed attorneys general who are women, Georgia not among them. How significant, how much would it mean to change that?
I think it means everything. It's just one of those things where if you have at the helm, I mean, the chief legal officer of the state, for it to be a woman is incredibly important. It's incredibly important to me because look, at the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to fight for families. I want to fight for everyday Georgians. And really the Attorney General is supposed to be the people's lawyer. And that really has not been the case with the current holder of the office and even in the past. And so it's about time that the person that holds the office is really there to fight for the people and to be the person who's really going to hold folks accountable.
The inner workings of the Georgia state legislature has been a huge conversation nationally in the last couple of years, specifically during debates over legislation like the abortion and election laws. How much did those issues compel you to consider this office? You mentioned Sterigenics. What about some of the other things that have come through at the state level in the last couple of years?
Look, that's exactly it. I mean, in terms of the abortion ban, I mean, you have a law that is patently unconstitutional. Everybody knows it's unconstitutional. Everybody knows that the whole reason that it was passed is to try to change existing law when it comes to kind of what's constitutional and not. I reached out to Carr then. I asked for his opinion as to the constitutionality. Again, he declined. And not only did he decline to even say anything, but then he goes on to vigorously defend it and use taxpayer money to do it. I mean, we've got folks in DC who are litigating this case. Not quite sure why, since obviously we've got an attorney general and a really big law department. But that's important, right, in terms of which laws you defend, which laws you don't, and trying to make sure you're not restricting or taking away people's rights, which then leads us to the voter situation too. I mean, the new law, SB 202, actually puts into place a hotline at the Attorney General's office that people can call with respect to voter fraud or what they believe to be voter suppression. The issue is I think that the Republicans put that in because they thought that there would be a Republican Attorney General on the other end to kind of do the bidding. So with respect to the voting law in 202, I kind of want to turn it turn it on its head so that we can actually use that provision to protect people and protect people's voting rights. And so, and if I'm Attorney General, that's exactly what's going to happen.
How does the voting legislation potentially change 2022 strategies for the race and potentially outcomes?
I think the big thing we have to do is we have to educate voters as to what it means and what the requirements are. I mean, there are a lot of little traps throughout the law in terms of ways that your absentee ballot or your absentee application can get thrown out for little technicalities. We need to make sure people know exactly how to do the process or how to participate in the process, when early voting is. And we really need to kind of be partners with our local elections officials because, as you know, one of the biggest provisions in the law allows the state legislature, or at least the majority party, to come in and take over local boards of election. I mean, this was specifically done to try to take over the Board of Elections in Fulton County because that's exactly what the former president wanted the GOP to do, and they really didn't have a means to do it. So SB 202 provides that means. So, you know, on the ground, we need just to make sure that doesn't become a reality.
In your campaign video, you called yourself an underdog. Talk more about that.
You know, it's interesting. I think one of my superpowers, and probably a lot of women that I know out there, we're always underestimated. And, you know, when you're underestimated, and then when you come from a place like I come from, I mean, I grew up in Dodge County. You know, I was a single mom. I had to work my way through college. I was just lucky to get into law school and have been blessed to be doing exactly what I want to do, which is, you know, being an attorney and practicing law. But I know, you know, I never really had kind of, you know, I had struggles along the way. And when you struggle, you really are the underdog and you work harder, but you also understand that, you know, if people are given the opportunity, you know, they're going to take them. And they're going to succeed. And so, you know, I'm here for everybody in this state who really just wants a fair shot because, you know, that's what I got. And it really is about paying it forward.
Republicans have come out strongly since the 2020 election, saying the state's still red despite those three big Democratic wins. What do you think about the blue momentum? Does that continue into 22?
Yeah, I think it does. But look, my message is not, you know, I'm a Democrat. Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, the message is really about what I want to do for the people of this state and what I intend to do. I want to give people a choice and I want to communicate what that choice is. So, you know, whether people vote, you know, just down the line in a partisan manner or whether they vote for you because they believe in you. I think we just haven't had a choice in past elections. And I think it's about time that we do. And, you know, I'm ready to get out and actually start talking to people. And look, I've lived the bulk of my life. I am from the reddest areas, you know, that are in this state. But those are good people that live there, no matter, you know, what party they say they're with. And I just want an opportunity to sit down and to talk to them, because I think at the end of the day, you know, given the choice between an attorney general who really doesn't seem to be working for the people and one that does. I don't care what party you affiliate with, you're going to want the person who's going to work for you.